All right, and so this we're going to talk about the second method that we use to solve simultaneous equations. Again, simultaneous equations is when you solve multiple equations at one time or together. All right, and so this one is going to be solving by elimination. So again, it's simultaneous equations. Sorry, solving equations. And we're going to say by elimination. So the first one we did was substitution. The second one we're going to do is going to be by elimination. All right, and so the steps is one, you line up the variables. Second step, we can either add or subtract. To eliminate a variable. And then our third step is we solve. And our last step is when we substitute. Okay, so those are our 4 steps. And so we're going to go through some examples on how we do this. And so let's say now we have x plus y equals 8. Sorry. My apologies. For examples, this is our first example. X plus y equals 8. That's 1. And then our second one is x minus y, is equal to 2, right? And so like the first step says you're going to line up the variables. And so x with x, y with y. And so we have x plus y is equal to 8. And then we have x, I keep on forgetting to make my y a little fancy, minus y is equal to 2. Okay, and so we're going to look at this equation and we're going to say, are we going to add or subtract to eliminate which variable? So I would say let's add, right? Because what's going to happen is we're going to have to apply the distributive law to the second equation, or the equation on the bottom. Okay, and so I would say let's add, because just as a reminder here, when we apply the distributive law with a positive number, all the signs would stay the same, right? However, if we apply the distributive law with a negative number, then the signs would change to the opposite. So let's do an example. So this one we're gonna add, right? And so just like we would any other number, like we learned to do in primary school, where we stack them. And so remember now, this is the same thing. I say the invisible number is 1, and we're going to apply that to every term, right? So we're going to add x and x. If that makes, when I say apply to every term, I mean we have to remember that we need to apply that multiplication rule to every term, if that makes sense. And so positive and positive, so we're going to add these two. And so we get 1 plus 1, that would give us 2x. And so positive multiplied by negative, so that means we're going to subtract this. So y minus y is going to give us 0. And then 8 plus 2 is going to give us 10, right? And so now we're going to solve. And so we're going to have to divide both sides by 2 to solve for x. This crosses out, x is now equal to 5. And so we have a value for x. And so we're going to substitute this into any equation. And so we would have, I'm going to choose this first one, x, 5 plus y is equal to 8. Y equals 8 minus 5y is equal to 3. Okay? Yes. And that's it. So now we have, let's give our answer, sorry. So the x value first, the y value second, close bracket. This is our answer. Okay, so let's do the next one. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, so let's do one. So another one. All right, so this one we're gonna have 2x plus y is equal to, let's say, 30 for argument's sake. And let's say 2x minus y is equal to, let's say, 10. All right, good. So remember, the first step is we're going to stack these given equations. And so we have 2x plus y is equal to 30. And then we have 2x minus y is equal to 10. And then we want to add or subtract to get rid of a variable. So let's just try this. Let's just try to get rid of our first variable. And so I have 2x positive, so I know to cancel this out, I need to subtract 2x. Okay? So we're going to subtract this. And so, remember we said previously, it's as if you're applying the distributive law here. Okay? So we have 2x minus 2x, I canceled out. We have y, but because this subtraction sign is here, multiplying by this subtraction sign, that would turn into a positive, right? And so it's if we have y plus 2y is equal to 30 minus 10, 20. Again, divide both sides by 2. This cancels out. Y is now equal to 10. Okay, we're not done. So now we have to go ahead and substitute it back into any of the equations. And when you do this, your answer should be the same, no matter which equation you substitute it into. Okay, so let's do the first. Okay, and so we're going to substitute it back into the equation. So we have 2x plus y is equal to 30. Again, so we have 2x plus 10 is equal to 30. 2x equals 30 minus 10. 2x is equal to 20. Divide both sides by 2. And so we end up with x is equal to 10. And so our answer is 10, 10.